welcome to Simple Art at Home with me, Laura Houston. Today we are going to do a project revolving around positive and negative shapes. And we're going to talk about how color can be used to create not only shapes, but space as well. So this one is a full sheet of construction paper, this project, but the one that I'm going to demonstrate with you at the table will be a half sheet. I'll show you how to do this with a half sheet, but you can do either one. I'll meet you at the table. Okay, so for this project, you are going to need scissors. You're going to do a lot of cutting. You'll want some glue, and then you're going to need two different colors of construction paper. One will be the background, and one will consist of the strips that you are cutting. And I just wanted to talk with you a little bit about what positive and negative space is. So I just want to read through this with you a little bit and show you something. So positive spaces are shapes or forms in 2 or 3 dimensional art, okay? The empty spaces around them are called negative spaces, but positive and negative spaces share the same edges. So I'm going to demonstrate something with you. So I have a piece of paper. I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to cut out a simple heart. Okay. So this would be considered a positive if we glued this on here, and the negative space is the empty space, okay? And when I say they share the same edges, if I put it back together, you can see they share the same edges, okay? So that's the idea behind the project today. All right. So here's an example. I'm going to leave this on the table. So I'm going to decide which one you want for your background. And we're going to set it aside because I don't want to accidentally cut this at all. The background does not get cut. So I'm going to set it to the side. And then the other color that you have, this is going to become the strips. So we're going to start by folding this paper in half lengthwise. Okay, and now you've made this crease right on the center line, and that's going to be our cutting line. We're going to cut right on that crease. And remember, just do the best you can. It doesn't have to be a perfect cut line. Okay. So now we have 2 strips. Okay, remember this was the paper that we called the strips. I'm going to set one of the strips aside. I'm going to focus just on this one. I'm going to fold this in half again, lengthwise. Only one of them. So remember, I still have this one that I cut in half, but I'm not touching this one yet. Okay. And now, along the folded edge, I'm going to cut some designs. You know, if there's something, if you wanted to take the time, if there's something that you enjoy, like, I don't know, if something like butterflies or hearts, I'm honestly, I'll most likely do some hearts and butterfly shapes, but if there's a theme that you like and you want to sketch them out, you can, but I'm not going that detailed with this. I'm cutting mostly organic shapes. I would advise against just cutting triangles. I know it's tempting to cut like little triangles, but then it's hard to get them to flip them in the right direction once they've been cut out. So I'm going to do a series, and if you want to draw with your pencil first, you can. I'm just going to go for it with the scissors. So I'm going to cut them out and set it off to the side here, but I want to keep track of which shape goes with which cutout. So as I move through this strip, I'm going to put these in order up in line here, because sometimes it's hard to tell what goes with what. And if I want to make a butterfly shape, I might just cut out like one side. You can do any shape that you want. It could be just a blob, and that can make an interesting project. Okay, so then I have 2. And if I open it up, it looks like this. And it looks like I have room for, I think I'll do a shallow. Like by shallow, I mean I'm not going to cut too much into it because I might want to cut on the outside edge. Okay. Then I have this shape. So I have 3 shapes. I'm going to open this up. So just really quickly here, which one has the negative space in it? Remember, the negative space, the empty spaces around are called the negative. So this is the negative space where you can see the wood through, and these would be the positive shapes, positive space, and remember they share the same edge. Okay. And I think if I remember this project correctly, the next step, and you got to be careful with this, is we're going to cut these in half. So I'm going to cut right on that fold. We're going to cut the strips in half on that folded line. Okay, leave it there. And then I'm going to cut the shapes in half, right on the folded line. Okay. I'm going to cut the heart in half. Now, if you are using the full-size construction paper like I have up on the easel, I think that's where you have to use this second strip to fill in the rest of the work. So I'm not going to use this second strip right now. I'm going to set it to the side in case I need to use it if I make a mistake or something like that. Now I'm going to get my background paper and I'm going to start laying things out. I'm not going to glue yet because I want to just lay it out to see how it looks. So I'll put one edge here and one edge here. I think that's how I did, if I remember correctly, how I did this one. And now, sometimes you have to figure out, you have to flip the shapes because you want them to look symmetrical. And sometimes you have to figure out which way to flip them. Like this way. And this will go here. So you have to kind of lay it out first. Looks like that might go there. Okay. And then just to show you a variation, so I could glue these down like this and be done with it. That's fine. I'm going to show you something else that you can do. You can slide these over. And I've never quite, I haven't done this, but I think I can also cut shapes on this side and flip these. I'm just going to do it on mine to experiment and see what it looks like. So maybe I'll do a shape. Maybe I can do another heart. Oops, sorry, I wasn't holding that under the camera. Okay, let's see what this looks like. So this adds another dimension. Oh, I think that's pretty neat. So I might do a couple of more shapes over here, like maybe even just some circles. But it looks like I won't have room to keep going on the other side, which makes my art not symmetrical. So it's up to you how you want your art to look. If you want to use larger paper and do that, you can. I've never tried this before, but I did, I read about cutting the outside edge. Then I would just flip this here. And then maybe I'll do one more up here. We just have to make sure when you glue it that you have enough space. You could always just get a larger piece of paper, the background paper. Okay, I think I'm done cutting. And let's see. Okay, I'm definitely going to start gluing on this right side over here so that I know that I have enough room. And I'm gonna put the glue on the back of the strips and the shapes. And just be aware of how it can get tricky if you forget which side to glue down. Like, I think that's the hardest part of this art lesson, is remembering which side to put the glue on so that everything's not backwards. So really, like, lay it all out first and make sure it's all going to fit like a puzzle. Okay. And then, so then I'm going to double check. It's hard to grab this. I'm going to double check and make sure see what way it goes, which way it goes. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but if it's hard to tell, maybe it doesn't matter. I lost track of which way this one goes. I think it's going to go like this. So put the glue on the back. And then just imagine where that center line would be. Oh, this would be pretty to make it look all like leaves. And then, you know, you could actually take this a step further and use like oil pastels on the background paper, go around with it. That could be very nice. Put this one here. And then this heart. You could, you know, like depending on what the holiday is, if it were Halloween, you could use orange and black, or, you know, winter time, you could use red and green, use colors associated with holidays. Okay, so now this is the tricky part, because I need to make sure I have enough room for everything. I think if I space everything out like this, I will have enough room. Oh, those are too close in the middle, so I'm going to scoot this over. Okay, so I'm going to definitely start with the strip. Now I'm paying attention. I'm lifting it this way. I'm going to put the glue on the back. Again, that's the hardest part, is remembering which side you're putting the glue on. And I not only did I put it face down, but then I flipped it upside down. So I'm going to try to lay it right here and make sure I have enough space. And you know what? It's okay too if your little shapes went off the page. This is your art and it can look any way that you want. There. Okay. Oops. Smushed that one by accident. All right, now I'm going to glue these. My glue is getting messy. Remember, pay attention to what side is symmetrical and flipped with your shapes. There. Oops. And now I just have these. Little tiny pieces. Actually, I kind of like the look of the small pieces. And then one more little piece. Uh-oh, I don't remember which way this goes. This way or this way. Sometimes you have to lay it there and see which way it looks better. That looks backwards or upside down, so I'll put the glue on this side. Okay. Okay, so what we did here is we used color to create shapes and positive and negative space. And I will meet you back up at the easel. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this lesson with our background and our strips and our positive space and negative space. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye. See you next time.